Foreign Secretary Alan Cayetano on Saturday tells the United Nations General Assembly in New York the Philippines will uphold human rights while ensuring the security of Filipinos in the face of threats posed by illegal drugs and crime. Cayetano says security and human rights are not incompatible. He says, quote, "The Philippines integrates the human rights agenda in its development initiatives for the purpose of protecting everyone, especially the most vulnerable, from lawlessness, violence, and anarchy." Cayetano adds, quote, "Without security, the most basic human rights to life and safety are constantly under attack from terrorism, criminality, drug, and human trafficking." Cayetano's speech at the UN General Assembly comes in the middle of heavy criticism over the Duterte administration's deadly war on drugs. The Philippines earlier rejected calls by UN member states to conduct a thorough probe into extrajudicial killings, part of the UN Human Rights Council's Third Universal Periodic Review report. Cayetano insists the Duterte administration's war on drugs aims to, quote, "save lives, preserve families, protect communities, and stop the country from sliding into a narco state." He says the Philippines is committed to its human rights obligations as stated in international treaties it signed. Cayetano also appeals to other countries to respect Philippine sovereignty and warns about what he calls as misinformation about the war on drugs. The Commission on Human Rights on Sunday slams the Philippine government's refusal to accept recommendations by United Nations member states against the most serious human rights violations in the country. CHR Chairperson Chito Gascon says the move to reject key measures is a step back in the fight to uphold human rights. Gascon says, quote, "If they are serious in making progress for human rights, the government must reconsider its decision to reject or merely take note of the other recommendations and instead unequivocally accept them." The Philippines on Friday rejected more than half the recommendations on the human rights situation in the country during the 36th session of the UN Universal Periodic Review in Geneva, Switzerland. The country only accepted 103 recommendations and took note of the remaining 154. Among those rejected were requests to allow UN Special Rapporteur Agnes Calamard to visit the Philippines and investigate, as well as calls for probes into the extrajudicial killings happening under President Rodrigo Duterte's war on drugs. Golden State Warrior star Steph Curry says it felt surreal that United States President Trump withdrew an invitation for his team to visit the White House via Twitter. Curry earlier said if he had his way, he would not go, but he said the Warriors had yet to decide as a team. Trump, in response, tweeted Saturday that Curry's invitation to the White House was formally withdrawn. Trump tweeted, quote, "Going to the White House is considered a great honor for a championship team. Stephen Curry is hesitating. Therefore, invitation is withdrawn." Curry says he couldn't understand Trump's need to single him out on social media. Curry says, quote, "It's surreal, to be honest." He adds, quote, "I have an idea of why, but it's kind of beneath a leader of a country to go that route. That's not what leaders do." Several NBA players, including Cleveland Cavaliers star LeBron James, came to the defense of Curry and their fellow athletes following Trump's public outburst. James tweeted, quote, "You bum. Stephen Curry already said he ain't going, so therefore ain't no invite. Going to White House was a great honor until you showed up."